All right, let's be real. Every single one of us with a website wants the same thing, right? More visitors. But, and this is a big but, what if you don't have a giant pile of cash to spend on ads? That's the exact problem we're going to tackle today. We're diving into the absolute foundation of getting found online for free, and it all starts with one simple idea: knowing what your audience is actually typing into that search bar. You know, traffic really is the lifeblood of any online business, isn't it? Without people visiting your site, well, you don't really have a business. But here's the kicker. Most of us aren't working with an endless budget. Not even close. And that right there creates this huge dilemma.
So you're at a fork in the road. Path number one, you can just pay for traffic with ads. It's super fast, you get results almost instantly, but man, it gets expensive. Path number two, you can invest your time, not your money, into something called search engine optimization, or SEO, to earn that traffic for free. Now, for SEO to actually work, you can't just throw things at the wall and hope they stick. You have to know exactly what you're aiming for. Okay, so how do you aim properly? How do you navigate the world of SEO without getting totally lost? Well, you need a compass, a guide that tells you which direction to go for every single piece of content you make. And that compass? It's keyword research. It's literally the tool that points you straight to your audience.
So what is this thing, really? Let's break it down. At its heart, keyword research is just the process of understanding the exact language your customers are using. It's about getting inside their heads and figuring out the precise words and phrases they're typing into Google when they need something you have. Honestly, it's way less about complicated algorithms and so much more about good old-fashioned human psychology. And that brings us to maybe the single most important question in all of SEO. It's not just what people are searching for, it's why they're searching for it. What's their real goal? What are they trying to accomplish? This whole idea is called search intent. And I'm telling you, understanding this is the absolute key to creating content that Google loves, because it's content that actually helps people. This why, this intent, it usually breaks down into four main types. First, you've got informational intent. This is someone who wants to learn something, like searching how to brew coffee. Then there's navigational. That's easy, they're just trying to get to a specific site, like typing Starbucks website. Third is commercial. They're getting ready to buy, so they're researching, maybe looking up best espresso machines 2024. And finally, transactional. They've got their wallet out, they're ready to go, they're searching buy illy coffee beans. The absolute golden rule here is that your content has to match the user's intent. All right, so we've got the what and the why down. Now for the fun part, the how. Let's walk through a super practical blueprint you can use to do your own keyword research. First things first, we need to get a really important distinction straight. On one hand, you have what we call seed keywords. Think of these as the big one-word topics, like just coffee. The number of people searching for this is huge, but the competition, it's absolutely insane. On the other hand, you have long-tail keywords. These are much more specific, longer phrases, like best coffee beans for espresso. Now, fewer people search for that exact phrase, but, and this is the magic part, the person who does search for it is way, way closer to making a purchase. That means your conversion rates go through the roof. So, how do we put all this together into a real process? Well, it's a pretty straightforward 5-step journey. You start big, just brainstorming your main topics. Then you use some tools to expand on those ideas and find specific keywords. A super critical step here is to peek at your competitors and see what's working for them. All that information then helps you do the most important thing: prioritize the keywords that are actually right for your business. And once you've got your list, you can start strategically placing them in your content. Now let's zoom in on that fourth step, prioritizing. This is where the real strategy happens. It's kind of like a balancing act. You're trying to find a keyword that checks a few boxes. First, is it actually relevant to your business? Obvious, but important. Second, are enough people searching for it to even be worth your time? And third, how hard is it going to be to actually rank for it? The sweet spot, the gold mine, is finding a keyword that hits all three and perfectly matches that user intent we were just talking about. Here's a perfect example. Imagine you run a little local bakery in Denver. Trying to rank for just sourdough bread? Forget about it. You'd be competing with massive national brands. It's just not going to happen. But what if you target a long-tail keyword like best sourdough bread Denver? Now we're talking. You're suddenly reaching a super specific local audience that's highly motivated and ready to buy. That's a competition you can actually win. Okay, a quick but really, really important warning here. Back in the Wild West days of SEO, people would just cram their keywords into a page over and over and over again. It's called keyword stuffing, and trust me, if you do that today, Google will straight up penalize your site. It's a terrible idea. These days, it's all about creating amazing, high-quality, relevant content where your keywords fit in naturally. Now, the great news is you don't have to do all of this in the dark, just guessing. There are some absolutely fantastic tools out there that give you all the data you need to make really smart decisions. Let's take a quick look at some of the best ones.
If you're just starting out, you honestly can't beat Google's free tools. The Keyword Planner is awesome for brainstorming ideas, and the Search Console is a goldmine because it shows you what keywords are already bringing people to your site. Then, when you're ready to really level up your game, you can look into paid tools like SEMrush or Ahrefs. They give you incredibly deep data on everything from your competitors to the entire keyword landscape. They're powerful.
So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that keyword research isn't a set it and forget it kind of task. Think of it as the ongoing process of building the foundation of your website. Every piece of content you create, guided by smart research, is like laying another strong, solid brick in that foundation. And why do we go through all this trouble? Because the payoff is absolutely huge. When you get this right, you're not just getting more traffic. You start showing up higher in Google. You start attracting your perfect customer. You get a steady stream of free organic traffic. And, maybe most importantly, you end up making content that actually helps people and solves their problems. It's a win-win.
Look, at the end of the day, it all boils down to one simple truth. You could have the most beautiful website in the world, the most incredible product, but if nobody can find you when they search, it just doesn't matter. Keyword research is that fundamental piece. It's the foundation that makes everything else you do even possible.
So I want to leave you with this one question. Just for a second, forget about Google, forget about algorithms. Just think about the actual human beings you're trying to reach, your customers, your audience. What are they typing into that little search bar right now? Because the answer to that question, that's where your entire strategy begins.